So you're willing to start to see, okay, I am willing to trust in my leadership. I start to trust in my leadership. I am inspired by my 3X vision. I understand where I'm headed. I understand the bigger picture, the value that I bring to the table. And now I want to start to do something about it. And in module 3 of Executive Ahead of Time, I talk about how to manage our emotions, because once we start putting ourselves out there, inevitably stuff is going to come up for us, right? We're going to feel things that don't feel comfortable. Other people are going to say things to us that make us feel uncomfortable. We're going to start failing ahead of time. We're going to put ourselves out there so, right? We're going to apply for that job, but still be worried that it might not work out, or still hold on to something else so that way, in case the shoe drops, we'll be okay. And in this next 12 days, when we're learning how to trust in ourselves, we're going to be looking deeper at how do we manage our emotions? How do we literally work through the fears and anxiety that comes up as a counter effect of putting ourselves out there? And today I'm going to give you a very important tool that you can start to take with you, and that is the tool of safety. So in Gay Hendricks' book, which is called The Big Leap, and I think I'm going to give that away this Friday in our free giveaway. So in order to be eligible to win that book, you just have to comment and participate inside of the Facebook group, and then you'll be entered to win a free copy of it. And he talks about the upper limit problem. And, it's a little bit of a piggyback on the training that I did earlier about our fear is not that we will be inadequate, it's that we are powerful beyond imagination. And so what happens is we'll have some good things happen to us, and we'll hit that upper limit, so to speak, and then we'll self sabotage, right? Because, and this is why I'm pointing this out, is because we want to feel safe. So, there's scientific proof of lottery winners who have won the lottery and then throw away all their money, and now are broker than they were before they won the lottery, right? And it's because we want to feel safe. As human beings, we want to feel safe. This dates all the way back to the cave woman era, where it was fight or flight, right? We needed to feel safe in order to survive. So our brains are very, very primitive. And when we're acting on our emotions, it's because we're being driven by that primitive brain, not the cognitive brain that's actually able to pull ourselves out of it. And so, one of the ways that I'm going to invite you this week is to manage our emotions by creating safety. So I did this training actually a few weeks ago for the leadership table, and it was so good and so well received. I decided to do it for everybody. I made this very sophisticated drawing of our comfort zone, right? So this is our comfort zone, and this is the place where we are now. And I could say that it feels good, but in all honesty, half the time it doesn't feel good. That's why we feel stuck. It's the things, the patterns of behavior. Like our comfort zone is, for example, if we always find ourselves in bad relationships or losing money, that's also our comfort zone. So our comfort zone doesn't necessarily feel good. It's just the place that our brain likes to be, right? It's the place that we keep defaulting to over and over again. It's the place that our subconscious brings us back to over and over and over again. And then we have where we want to be. So this is where we want to be out here. This is the outer circle where we want to be. So this is like, I want to apply for this senior vice president role, and I'm going to start interviewing for it. So that's our goal. That's our stretch goal, is that we become senior vice president. We're going to raise our hand, put ourselves up for the interview process. But our comfort zone is literally right where we are in the VP role, right? Doing our job, what we're good at, what we've proven ourselves to do over and over and over again. So we raise our hand, we jump off the diving board, we say, yes, I'm going to speak up. I'm going to throw my hat in the ring. I'm going to schedule that 15-minute ally meeting, right? And if you're somebody who's actually scheduled the meeting and then freaked out afterwards, this is why, right? So you raise your hand, you say, okay, I'm going to do that thing. And then immediately our response system is to go back to our comfort zone. Same thing happens when something really good happens to us. Like you're given that promotion, right? You're actually given that opportunity. Our entire being is wired to want to go back to our comfort zone, right? To say, you know what? It's actually more comfortable where you are. And like I said, comfort does not mean feeling good, but it's that like push pull. And so it's going to pull you back to your comfort zone. And your job, if you want to break outside of this comfort zone and break some of these habits and these perpetual patterns that are keeping you exactly where you are, is to only to create safety. So the bridge in the middle here, this little line, this arrow, the gap from where you are to where you want to be is safety. And that's it. One of my life coaches, I've had several over the years, she says, change happens at the speed of safety. This is such a brilliant quote. Her name is Tracy Litt. Change happens at the speed of safety. If you want change, all you have to do is create safety. You don't necessarily need the blueprint. You don't, well, actually, what the blueprint does is create safety. You don't need the plan. The plan creates safety, right? It's that element of control which leads to that change, right? There are so many ways that we can start to create safety. And for today's training, I want you to start to think about that. How do you create safety? For me, when I feel worked up, right, I have that emotional trigger, I get like a little bit freaked out. I create safety by walking out of the room, by giving myself space, right? That is a way to create safety. Sometimes I remind myself of who I am. Like I put my hand on my heart, I take a deep breath, and I say, like, I'm okay, or trust myself, or I'm safe, right? When you are trying to create change, you just simply have to create safety. When you throw your hat in the ring for a senior vice president role and you find yourself second guessing it, freaking out, oh my God, why did I do this? Instead of trying to solve for that, which is all the brain chatter, which is like, why did I do this? Oh my gosh, I've totally screwed up. What was I thinking? Ask yourself, how can I create safety in this moment? And usually it has to do with stepping away, slowing down. You can write out your thoughts inside of module 2 or 3. I talk about a thought download where you just literally like write out all the things that I'm thinking, all the fears. And actually, I'll talk a little bit about fear in one of the trainings over the next 12 days to trust ourselves. But again, your homework for the week is you're going to feel a triggered emotion at some point, right? You're going to come up against your growth. You're going to hear something that I say or something that somebody posts inside this group, and you're going to feel nervous about it, right? It's like the place that you want to be, but you're here and you're going to get a little bit freaked out. And instead of trying to solve for the freak out, which is this the right decision or the wrong decision? I just want you to create safety. And so I would love to hear you post inside of the Facebook group, what are the ways that I create safety for myself? What are the thoughts that I have? What do I physically do in order to create safety for myself so that I feel safe? And that's when expansion is going to happen, right? Even if it means that role or that situation is something you don't want to be in, without space, without safety, you can't even make that decision to change, right? So, goal for this week. How do I create safety? Identify those ways that you create safety and let us know inside the Facebook group so that we can steal them. I want everybody to be able to create their own levels of safety. And that way we can all start to move outside of our comfort zone and step into more and more ways that we can begin to trust ourselves.